Okay, so let's take a look at a couple problems here so we can learn how to make x the subject of the equation. So the first thing I'm going to do is just do a little bit of review, okay? So here we go, x plus 4 is equal to 13. So we don't want this 4 here. This is a constant. We want x on the side by itself. So we're going to take this 4 right here, and we're going to move it over here, okay? The term for that is transpose. Okay, we're going to transpose it. And when we transpose, take it over the other side, we have to change the sign. So if it was positive on the left-hand side, when we take it over to the right, it's going to become negative. So we're left with just x over here on the left-hand side. And over here, we have 13 minus 4. Again, this is minus 4 because it changed its sign from positive to negative because we transposed it. If it was negative, then when we transpose it, it would have become positive, okay? So here we have x is equal to 13 minus 4, which is 9. So that's our answer. And again, all I'm doing here is reviewing these principles that we're going to employ when we actually get to some of the other problems. So here's another problem here. It says 2x plus 2 is equal to 8. Now, this 2x has x in it, which means we want to find out. But before that, we have a problem. We have a constant. We want to transpose that constant, okay? So when I do that, I'm going to have 2x is equal to 8 minus 2. So if you notice what I did there, I moved the 2 over to the right-hand side. It was positive on the left-hand side, so it became negative when I moved it over. So I have 2x is equal to 6. Now I have a slightly different problem. I have a coefficient in front of this x. I want x by itself. So I've got to get rid of the coefficient, which in this case is 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this 2 by dividing by 2. Okay? So I'm dividing by 2 so these can cancel. But whatever I do on one side of the equation, I've got to do on the other side. Okay? So these cancel. So I'm left with x is equal to 3. Okay? Now, here's the deal, guys. I have a course. For now, it's a free course. It's a 5-unit course. Okay? And it covers all this stuff right here from scratch. Okay? It makes assumption that you know nothing. And it takes you all the way up to some of the more complex problems, and you'll be able to learn, all right? You can get the course done in about 3 hours, okay? It has 5 different lectures, and none of the lecture is more than 19 minutes long, all right? One of them is as short as maybe 13 minutes long, okay? So make sure you get that information and take that course. It's absolutely free right now. All right, here's another problem. A little bit more complicated, but the principle is the same. Here I have a constant, 6, that I don't want. So I'm going to take it over here, okay? And when I do that, it's going to become negative. And what did I do? I transposed it, okay? So let's transpose that 6. So I'm still left with x over 4 is equal to 9. That 9 was already there, minus 6. So I'm left with x over 4 is equal to 3. Now, I have a 4 here that I don't want. It's in my denominator of my fraction. I want x. I don't want x over 4. I want x. So what I have to do now is I have to multiply this by 4. Why am I doing that? Because that will cancel out with this 4, leaving just x over here. But if I multiply by 4 on the left-hand side, I had better multiply by 4 on the right-hand side as well. So this happens, and now I'm left with x is equal to 12. And that's my answer. Now, just a reminder, when I multiply by 4, it's not just the term that has the x in it. It's everything on the side. Everything on the left-hand side. And if there were other things on the right-hand side, all of it would have to be multiplied by 4. Okay? So that's kind of like just a reminder of some of the principles we will need as we get to these problems. Now, I have 2 problems that I'm going to work on today. Okay? The one that I showed you in the front, which is this problem here, making x a subject of the equation. But I'm going to start with this one. This is a little easier, but it's the first problem that you're going to see in this preview that has no numbers in it. And that might be scary. but don't worry about it, okay? Again, slight reminder, you can find me. You're already at the YouTube channel right now. There's also IG and there's Facebook, okay? And of course, there's a website, which I will give you afterwards, okay? All right, so let's go. We want to make x the subject of the equation, okay? That means we don't want anything else but x on the side by itself. So in this case, everything else is in my way, starting with this. This is being added, so I can transpose this, which means take it on the other side, okay? So what I have here is going to be now y minus c is equal to mx, okay? See, it was plus over here. I transpose it, it became minus, and that's okay. Doesn't matter which side of the equation x is on, as long as in the end, I get it by itself, okay? And I'm almost home. Now I've got to get rid of this m, okay? So I'm going to divide by m. Why? Because that will cancel this, okay? But if I do that on one side, I've got to do it on the other side as well. So these cancel, and what I'm left with is x is equal to y minus c over m, and this is acceptable as my answer right here. Because we don't have numbers, we have variables. So don't get intimidated when you see variables. That's quite fine. The principles are the same. All right? Again, you want to get those 5 units in. It's going to be very good for you to cover your principles. All right? Now, let's get to the big baby here. All right. Making x the subject of the equation. So x is caught up all the way in here. So right here is the x term, which means this is a problem. All right? Got to get rid of that. This has no x there. We got to get rid of that. But that's no problem. We've dealt with this before. As a matter of fact, we just did. We're going to transpose it. What's that word, guys? Transpose. And remember, transpose can only happen when something is being added or subtracted. Okay? So this is being added here, so we can take it on the other side, right? If I do, it will become negative. So on this side, I'm going to have y minus c is equal to x over ab. Okay, so this c has been transposed. It became negative. If it were negative on the right-hand side initially, then it would have become positive over here, all right? But it's positive, so it becomes negative. Okay, now what do we do here? All right. Now, the good thing with this video, you can watch it many times over. You can pause it, you can review it, and so forth. So let's do a quick review to show you that we already know what to do here, okay? Right here, we had a problem like that, see? Where we had a fraction with x at the top, right? So we have to multiply this right here by 4, so it can cancel. How did I choose 4? Because the denominator is 4, and my purpose is I want to cancel that, right? So right here now, it's the same situation. I have AB at the bottom. So all I have to do is multiply by AB. And that would cancel. But I've got to do it on this side as well. Because what I do on one side of the equation, I've got to do on the other. So these cancel. Okay. So I'm left with x is equal to AB y minus c. Don't worry about how that looks. As long as you did the right steps, this is correct. Careful not to make a mistake, and you are good, okay? These YouTube videos that I post up are not meant to be very long, okay? They're just meant to help students out who are having some issues, okay? So I hope this helped you. This right here is the website for the course. See, right here, all of this right here. Learning with D is my website. You go to courses, and you choose solving single variable linear equation. If you just type this in, right here, if you don't want to type in all of this, okay? And then you go to the menu at the top and you hit course. And when you click that, you're going to see a list of courses. The first one is this one. You click that, okay? For right now, it's free. Okay, all you have to do is register to put a username in there. All right, there's no cost whatsoever right now. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if you want me to do another video, if you want me to explain something. All right. And of course, I need you to share this with your friends who can also use this help. Have a good one. Other videos in this and other series are available. Like, share, and subscribe if you found the video helpful. If there's a topic you'd like to see us tackle, just let us know.